Alright guys, welcome to night number 3 of filling the system. So I'm doing this loop right now, loop number 3. See the air, or the fluid start to come through there? Getting a little low. Probably got to fill it up here. I'm afraid when I crank it up it starts sucking air from suction side there. So yeah, we're on night number 3 of filling as promised, and I've already got the first 2 loops filled and I'm doing the third as we speak. So let me pause this and throw another 5-gallon bucket in. Couple more gallons of distilled water, and I'll bring you guys back. Alright, we're on loop number 4 here. Actually, it's loop number 10, but we're on the 4th one over. I just had all 3 of those open for quite a while. Added another bucket, a couple more gallons. Actually, I added 3 gallons to that one because we were creeping up there on the Glycol reading. We were up to like 44-45%. I really don't want it to be that high. I want it to be closer to 40. So I added an extra gallon of water and let it circulate all 3 zones, and now we're pretty much right back to that -6, -7, right where I want to be. So we're filling this 4th loop right now, then we'll let that cook. There we go. Seems like it's looking pretty good there. Probably get 1 more loop, maybe 2 more loops out of this. I'll have to add another bucket. I want to say I have 3 buckets left. So all I have left to do is this manifold, which this should take about 14 gallons, something like that, I think. So, and then I got to fill the piping. So hopefully we have enough glycol. We might end up using every little last bit of it. Maybe we will have to transfer over to a bucket. Little air bubbles still coming out of there. Guys are reading we're at here. Pretty much right between -5, -10. That's right where I want to be. Because once you make the adjustment according to the conversion chart, like I showed you, you know, -6, -10, that's between, really, once you do the conversion here, it's between -15 and -22. That's good. That's a good spot. Keep getting that air out of there. Last I checked, I think the temperature outside was like 14 degrees right now, so this driveway's pretty cold. doesn't like reading the specs very well. And it definitely won't read that manifold. So it's colder than 60. Yeah. Let's put some black tape on it. Even that gauge showing what? Almost down to 40. Still getting some bubbles there. I don't know if that's just air in the manifold. But I'm going to pop open some other loops here. Open up, let it mix. Those two open, number 3 and number 10. I see a lot of air in there now, so go ahead and open 2 back up. And we'll go ahead and open number 1 back up. And we got all 4 of those open now. I just put this here to kind of help support this. Because of this 3-way valve, I couldn't get that on there, so I bought a 90-degree hose adapter at Home Depot a while back. It seems to work out okay, so nothing leaking. Nice and cold. Check and see how my pump's doing. So I'm full. She's getting up there. I think the nice cold glycol is helping that pump stay nice and cool. Oh yeah, that's really cold. Pump side. Upper 20s. That's good. Okay, I think that's gone long enough. Let's start to shut her down here. Before I close this last one, I like to just kick this over to variable speed. Turn it down just a little bit. We'll start to close this guy. And you'll hear the pump pitch change. If it's on high, you can hear it change. It's basically deadheading. And now I want to turn it down. Last time I did this, we got a bunch of air out. It was blowing all over the floor. So we're going to open up the supply first. We'll slowly open up this return. So that is loop number 5. 2 more after this, and I'll open them all up, let it circulate them all for a little bit, and then we'll call it a night for tonight. Tomorrow's Friday. I'll do this one tomorrow. Like I mentioned in a video a couple nights ago, this one's going to be fun because I don't know what the deal is, but for some reason these threads are supposed to be hose thread, and they are. It starts, and then I don't know if were never chased all the way or what, but they stop, and you can't get the hose tight enough where it won't leak. So it's a real pain in the butt. So I think what I'm going to do there is I'll probably leave these open. I'll close off everything except for the slabs. Well, I think we're good with air, so let me just slowly turn this up. So yeah, I'll probably shut off these other zones and just leave open the slabs. I'll turn on the radiant zone. I'll override that aquastat with my switch so that it allows it to go through. I will pump into there, and the pump will try to fill that line, but I'll have this valve here. I'll have this valve here closed. So it'll fill from back there. It'll try to go here. It won't be able to go there. It'll fill up here into the supply. It'll fill through the supply down, and then I'll do the same thing I'm doing tonight, just one manifold at a time, or one loop at a time. And then when it comes back, it'll fill that whole loop. It'll fill the rest of that primary loop, that heat exchanger, and it'll come out here. I would imagine that's going to take almost a full tote to get that loop initially filled, because I'm going to be filling the heat exchanger, all the 1.5-inch piping. So I think that's tomorrow night's plan. And then all I'll have to do, maybe even tomorrow night, if I'm, it's Friday night, and go at this a little bit later, all I'll have to do is just leave the pump hooked up right where I have it, and then slowly open the other valves. But what I'm going to do is just put a hose from here to here and leave everything closed. So I'll open these and it will just purge the loop. I'll do that on all 3 of these. I don't think that pump has the guts to push, 3 to do all this. So what I'll probably do is, once I start to get these full, I'll turn these on and put them in purge, or I think it's called like override, and let it help me circulate. I am probably going to put a 90 on here off this pressure relief valve and come over to an empty bucket, just in case I go over 30 pounds with this. I don't want to blow glycol all over the floor, so at least I can save it, dump it back in the bucket. So it's cooking pretty good there. Let's go ahead and open some of the loops back up here again. So yeah, you guys have seen me do this 1,000 times. I'm not going to stand here with the camera on. I'm going to go ahead and probably wrap this up. I'll do the next 2. I'll probably have to add some more. I'll probably do that before I do the next 2, just so I don't have to stop. I'll finish this up for tonight. I'll probably bring you back at the end when we're all set. So manifold number 2 is full. that one was a little bit more difficult than the others, and I'm trying to figure out why. Number one, it's up there and it's not the easiest to get to, but this last loop, this one we ran inside, if you saw my other video, you'll see where we ran that. It goes up to the front porch. That kept kicking out a ton of air. And I had the pump running for like 10 minutes. And it was still kicking out air, like air bubbles. But if I opened up any other loop, or if I closed that and did any other loop, I had no air, except for that one, which almost tells me that it's got a leak or something. But I followed it all the way up to the front. I don't see any glycol leaking anywhere. I mean, if it had a leak, it'd be letting in air. But it would also be dripping. Or making a mess somewhere. I don't see that anywhere. So I can try to show you real quick here. I'll open this back up. I'll open the supply back up. Right here. A lot of air letting out of something there. Let's turn this on. See what happens. It's gonna deadhead, but still. Could it be these things letting air in? These bleeders? Not. I mean, if something's letting air in, though, wouldn't you think you would have? You'd see it leaking. So. That's actually a lot better. Maybe it was just air in the manifold. Or I did. What's that? Do another one. Back open. Oh, gotta tighten that down. Where can I put you? Hold on. I heard some more air there. I'll try opening the returns first. Well, this glycol's getting thick. But we should still be well within the freezing. You can hear air in there. let's go do another one. I'm gonna open these all up again. Sorry, I'm not really paying attention to where this camera's pointing. Just trying to figure this out. So everything's open. I can feel air. Maybe it's, you know what, maybe it's not air. Maybe it's starting to like crystallize a little bit. Do another test just to be safe. Sorry guys, I'm trying to find it. Man, I should be good on the mixture. Got like 42-43% mark. It looks better now. Seem weird. Let's see if it does it again now that I close it off for the night here. I think I've done about all I can do with it. I don't know. It was just odd that it was still putting a lot of air in that line. This third one. Fourth one. Fifth. Fingers are getting tired. Do the sixth. Alright, that makes me feel a lot better. Because before, when I just had that last loop open, there was just constant air coming out. So it must have been something stuck, and we just, when we kicked that pump back on, we flushed it out because it's not doing it now. So I'm happy. I'm going to go ahead and close this off. Close this off. Close the return. Close the supply. Shut the pump off. Okay, pretty sure that's full. I don't see any leaks. I think we're in good shape. Okay, I'm gonna go relax for the rest of the night here. I'm gonna cover this up so we don't get any junk in there, even though there already is some stuff floating around in there. To sift that off, but we'll leave that like that. we'll leave that hooked up. And tomorrow night, like I explained, we'll do this last manifold and start to purge some of that piping. I was thinking about this last night, and I don't know if I explained it last night on the video, I don't remember, but I'm a little worried because my domestic side has regular water in it. It's my hot water, drinking water, which is okay because these two fluids never touch. But if this radiant coming in, if the Snowmelt's on and that radiant is coming in at 15 degrees, it all depends on how much heat it can take from this loop here. If it can steal all, you know, this is coming right in at 140. Hot water gets priority, so that taps off first. So, you know, I'm not worried about running out of hot water because the tank will always get what it needs and then dump back in here when it's recirculating. So the tank will actually help things because it'll be putting 130 degree water from, you know, from the tank. The tank really never gets below 125. But this should be, when the tank's not calling, this should be 140 coming through here. Now, if this radiant side, because this is a big flat plate, if this can suck more than 110 degrees off that primary side, it could freeze the water on the domestic side before it can get back to the heater. You could have less than 32 here and it's going to freeze. So I'm wondering if I need to put maybe an aquastat. We'll see. I'll play with this on Saturday, but my solution is going to be maybe putting an aquastat here. And if the output of this domestic side ever gets below, say, 35 degrees, 38 degrees, if it ever gets down that low, I can just have an aquastat that will shut off just this pump. So it'll leave the Blimo valve open, it'll leave this pump running, it'll leave the heaters on so that can heat back up, but it'll shut that pump off so that we're not still bringing ice 10 degree cold water into this flat plate and freezing our domestic. I realistically don't know how much heat from that primary loop the Snowmelt side can pull. I mean, if you got 140 coming in, can it really pull 110 degrees? I don't know. We're gonna find out, but I'll have to keep an eye on that on Saturday. Even when I'm filling it, it's pretty cold out, and it's supposed to be like a high of 11 on Saturday when I want to do this. So I originally was going to have that pump off because I don't want the heaters on while I'm doing this, but while I'm purging, but I almost might need them on just so that I don't freeze the water on the other side of the flat plate. Yeah, so I'll have to think about that, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going to turn them on anyway. So I do have two thermostats right that I can put right there that have their own little leads on them to read all 4 of those. They're just little battery operated digistats I was going to mount on there, so I'll probably do that just so I can see if that's getting that low. If that's getting that low, I gotta kind of stop because I can't have that water on that primary side freezing. I don't know if it'll be that much of an issue. Again, if I'm putting 140 degree water out, how long is it going to take before it's at least above 32 coming back? I don't know. Anyway, just a concern I had, just something I was thinking about last night and then today. So anyways, yeah, thanks for watching, and tomorrow night we will be back to do the rest of this, and hopefully I can get you guys your first Snowmelt in action video here in another day or two. So thanks for watching.